Okay, picture the typical American millionaire. What do you see? This is the penthouse, the brand new Lamborghini, all that flash we see online. Well, if that's what you're thinking, we probably need to hit reset on that image because decades of research, it shows something, well, completely different. The actual millionaire, much more likely driving, say, a 10-year-old Toyota, living in a pretty modest house, maybe in an established neighborhood, and, get this, shopping with coupons. It's like the opposite of glamour. So today we're doing a deep dive into this, into the real financial blueprint laid out in the Millionaire Next Door by Stanley and Danko. It's based on like 20 years of research, and it really challenges everything we think we know about getting wealthy.
It really does. And what's so fascinating, I think, is that the main insight here actually makes financial success seem, well, reachable for almost anyone. It boils down to this. Wealth is fundamentally about your habits, your mindset. It's consistent action over time. It's really not about just landing some huge high-paying job. That's the big aha moment, you know? Most millionaires aren't celebrities or tech titans. No, they're often regular folks. Teachers, maybe, small business owners, engineers, people who just consistently lived below their means and invested for decades.
Okay, so that first lesson then is frugality. That's the bedrock. But doesn't that sound hard, like denying yourself constantly? What did the research say about that side of it?
Well, see, that's a great point, but it's not really about denying themselves a good life. It's more about denying the appearance of status, you know? Spending just to impress people. That's the key difference. They actively avoid that kind of spending. The book's full of these examples. Millionaires who prioritize their financial independence so much they're buying work suits at, like JCPenney or discount stores. They're still clipping coupons. Because doing that frees up capital, right? Money they can then invest. And that advantage just compounds and compounds over their working lives, maybe 40 years.
Right, and that brings up probably the biggest confusion point for most people. Mixing up income with actual wealth. You could earn, I don't know, $500,000 a year and still be completely broke if you spend every single penny.
Exactly. That confusion is, it's fatal if you're trying to build wealth. The book actually gives us some terms to help distinguish the behavior. They talk about UAWs under accumulators of wealth. So these are often high-income people, doctors, lawyers maybe, but their savings, their net worth, it's way lower than you'd expect for that income. Then you contrast them with prodigious accumulators of wealth. These are the folks who prioritize saving and investing, sometimes regardless of whether they have a super high salary. It really comes down to that conversion rate. How good are you at turning your income into actual lasting assets?
So it sounds like financial control is really the core theme. And that control, maybe it often comes from where their income originates. The book mentions many pause are self-employed, right?
Absolutely. And we're not necessarily talking about, huge Silicon Valley startups. Often it's steady, profitable, maybe even kind of boring businesses, plumbing companies, construction firms, maybe a successful local retail store, things like that. The really crucial advantage of being your own boss here is that control over cash flow, which then feeds directly into their ability to save consistently and often save a lot.
And this discipline, it's not just for them, is it? It extends to how they raise their families, too.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. They actively try not to spoil their kids. Instead of just handing over money, which can create dependency, they focus on teaching the core values that built the wealth in the first place. Hard work, saving, financial independence. They're teaching the behaviors, hoping to make sure the wealth lasts, maybe even grows, across generations. And if you connect all this back to, your own life, the real power of this book is how it forces you to rethink everyday choices, little things. The research showed the average millionaire in their study saved 20% or more of their gross income every year and invested it. That 20% isn't just some random number. It's like proof. It shows they value future freedom way more than spending money right now.
That philosophy, wow, it just flies right in the face of our consumer culture, doesn't it? Wait, so you're saying a multimillionaire, maybe someone worth $10 million? Is still driving an old Ford pickup truck and shopping at Walmart. That quote they have really does hit home then. Wealth is what you accumulate, not what you spend.
Precisely. And look, are some of the specific financial examples from the 90s maybe a bit dated now? Sure, things change. And maybe reading case study after case study can feel a little repetitive. But the core principles, consistency, discipline, living below your means, that stuff is timeless. The blueprint is still incredibly clear.
So the message really is that the path to wealth isn't about a lottery ticket.
Right.
It's not about finding some quick hack online. It really comes down to habits, mindset, and serious discipline.
Yeah.
It seems like the ability to look wealthy is often, kind of ironically, inversely related to being wealthy.
Exactly. The real millionaires. They might just be living quietly right next door, making those paw choices every single day that will absolutely change their future.
Yeah.
And, you can be the next one if you start adopting some of these behaviors.
Absolutely fascinating stuff. And if you enjoyed this deep dive and you want more insights just like this one, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel, The Audible Review. It really helps us keep bringing you this kind of analysis. Thanks for joining us.